brothers and sisters, from wherever you're watching from. I know that God is keeping you safe and He is doing mighty and mighty things upon your life. It's another day that the Lord has given unto us, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to the secret place. My name is Grace. Today, brothers and sisters, I want to share on something that it's common, something that we normally experience, something that we normally have a lot of question about it, something that we normally face, me and you, in our daily basis, on our prayers, brothers and sisters. When we pray, when you ask something from God, when we do communication with our Father in heaven, and we feel like we have prayed for long, we have taken a year, 2 years, 3 years, and probably for us as human beings, we are always anxious, we wanted it to happen very fast, and you feel like your prayers have been delayed, you feel like God is not answering your prayers. Brothers and sisters, what do we do as human beings? Me and you, we start complaining. That is the first thing we start doing. We start complaining and asking God, why are you not answering my prayers? We start murmuring. If you have watched my previous video where I was trying to start up my car and it was not starting up, and I was like, God, why have you forsaken me? That is what we normally do, me and you, brothers and sisters. We normally ask God questions, and yet it is not the time that God has planned for us, for Him to answer our prayers, because He answers our prayers according to His will and for His glory. But who are we as human beings? We are very fast. We want things to happen in our lives as fast as we want them to be. But that is not the way, brothers and sisters. Another thing that we normally do, me and you, brothers and sisters, is that we start looking for another alternative, another shortcut, so that my things can work out very fast. And some of us, maybe we end up going to witch doctors. We find ways so that things can work out. If I want to become a billionaire, I find a way so that I can become a billionaire very fast, But that is not the will of God, brothers and sisters. Sometimes it's like we panic and we go everywhere. We have heard there's a pastor somewhere praying for people, and when you're praying, you get this other. I'm not saying that being prayed for is a bad thing. No, it's a good thing. But you jump from one place to another, it's not good, brothers and sisters. We need to focus. In fact, you need to believe in yourself. I need to believe in myself that I am the best warrior of my prayers, that I can communicate with my Father, because that is what Jesus did when He was in the cross. He turned on the veil, and we could get the way to our Father so that we can pray and our prayers can be answered, brothers and sisters. Now, today, I want to share with you some tips, just few tips on, instead of us complaining, let's look at it this way. In Hebrews chapter 10 verse 35, it says, do not give up, brothers and sisters. Do not give up. Me and you, we should not give up. We should keep on pressing on. We should keep on praying. We should know that at the right time, when God says yes, no man can say no at the right time, brothers and sisters. So we should not give up. We should continue praying. We should continue persisting in our prayers, in whatever that we want. Another thing, look at it this way, brothers and sisters. I think my prayers, maybe they have been delayed because I am the one who is not doing the right thing. It's not the fault of my Father in heaven. It is me. Look at it that way. It is me who is not praying according to the will of God. Probably God, the Bible tells us that He knows our end before even the beginning. So there is a way that God has created for us, a better way for us. But when we pray according to our own mind and according to our own heart and understanding, it doesn't work with God. So we need to pray and connect with the will of God. That is where we won't feel if our prayers are being delayed, brothers and sisters. Another thing, let us look at it this way also. Maybe my prayers have been delayed because there is something that I need to change. God is looking at me, and He looks at me and He says, Grace, you are asking for you to be a manager somewhere, but your character is not well, according to the way you treat others is not good. You need to change your mind. You need to change your behavior. So He has already packaged for me that promotion. But how can God trust me with something big if I cannot manage something small? For example, I'm asking for a house, but even the house that I'm living in, the rental house that I'm living in, I'm not taking care of it. So how can God give me that big house. So let's look at it this way. God is waiting for me to change my mind, to change my behavior, to know how to treat others well before He gives me that promotion. These are the things that we need to do, me and you, brothers and sisters. And the last one, which I love it so much and I have experience with it, is that whatever that I'm praying to God, whatever that my mouth is speaking, is not aligned with my heart. You know how? I'm asking, I'll give you an example. Some time back, I was asking God, give me this off on Friday so that I can come to church every Friday, so that I can worship you. And you know what? In my heart, I am saying, hey, you know what? If I get this off on Friday, there is a lot of overtime in my company. I will go for this overtime. And you know what, brothers and sisters? I realized that I'm not praying according to my words are not aligned with my heart desires. That is when now I started praying according to what I'm asking from God should be aligned with my heart desire. Then God answers them. So when I start praying and tell God, I just want to know you more. I want to come to your house. Just make a way for me to be getting this off on Friday. And brothers and sisters, automatic, it just started happening. And 1 month after the other, I will get off on Friday the whole month, and I will be able to be in church. And I forgot about all this overtime. If we follow those steps, my brothers and sisters, and we start looking at it in a positive way, God is going to bless us. I want to give you a story from the book of 1 Samuel, from, chapter 1, from verse 1 to 10. There somewhere, just chapter 1. And it's the story of Hannah. Hannah, the wife of Elkanah. Elkanah had 2 wives, that is Peninnah and Hannah. And Peninnah was blessed. He had children. He had 1, 2, 3 children. And Hannah was not blessed with children. I'm not saying that he was barren. The Bible tells us that we are not barren, nor our livestock are not barren. So Hannah was not barren. It's just that her time had not reached. So he continued praying. The Bible tells us that when Elkanah goes to pray, he goes with Hannah. They used to go to the temple and pray together. And he continued praying and he praying. And because Peninnah had children, they started provoking Hannah because he doesn't have children, And according to the prayers of Hannah, it's like, God, bless me with a child because I want to prove to them that also I can be a child. Bless me with a child because I want to prove them that I can be a mother. Brothers and sisters, those were wrong intentions of Hannah's prayers. One day, Hannah went before God and she started praying. She prayed. Let me read for you this verse, brothers and sisters. 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 10, it says, in her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to the Lord, weeping bitterly. Weeping bitterly. That means that prayer came from her heart. It was a fervent prayer, and that is the prayer that God saw it. In the Bible, when you continue reading, it says that he prayed until the priest Eli thought that this woman is drunk. And Hannah told him that I am not drunk. There is something that I'm asking from my father. And what Eli told him is that go with peace, because God has heard your prayers. Above, you will also see that when Hannah was praying, he told God that, God, when you bless me with this son, I'm going to dedicate him in your house. He's going to serve you. And that was the good intention now of him getting a baby. And immediately God blessed her with a bouncing baby boy. And he named him Samuel. And after nursing him, he took him to the church. And he continued serving God along with Prince Eli. That is how God looks at our heart. Because he looks at our heart and our prayers are answered instantly. So let's change our mind. Let's renew our mind. And the reason as why God answers our prayers is for his glory. For him to be glorified as a father. When you get that promotion and you go before people and you testify that it is God. I didn't know how it happened, but my Father in heaven has done it for me. Well, that is it for today, brothers and sisters. I am blessed because I have learned these tactics and now I am working with them. I am practicing them every day. I wish you could do the same, brothers and sisters. Till next time, I call you blessed. Shalom.